Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4 and we will present about the sales and marketing report for our company which is Tasty Treat. My name is Ifa Najihah binti Muhammad Zain and I will explain about the dashboard. So, this is our dashboard and this is our company logo. We name our company as Tasty Treat as we serve the customer with a very delicious western food. This is a bit explanation about sales and marketing report. Customer can reach out for us on our social media platform such as Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at tasty_treats. And they also can WhatsApp us at this number. So this is our tagline for the company, which is good food, good mood. Other than that, we also provide the hyperlink button at company and menu detail, business team, raw data, weekly sales, monthly sales, quarterly sales, team performance, operation hours, product, customer relationship, product classification, sales analysis, promotion strategy, and lastly, simple analytics. For example, if I click at the sales analysis, it will go directly to the sales analysis. It will go directly, and at every pages we put the home button that link to the dashboard like this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now, I would like to explain about Tasty Treats and also the menu that they serve. Tasty Treat is a popular Malaysian restaurant that serves 10 Western food. Tasty Treat is launched by Mr. Adam Iskandar in 2016. Initially, Tasty Treat is operated at the roadside stall with 2 employees, but in the 2020, Tasty Treats now Tasty Treats is operating in the restaurant at Bandar Bera, Pahang Darul Makmur. Tasty Treats also have contact number, which is customer can contact us 019-976-2553. We also have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as our official social media platform, which is we name it as tasty_treats. Here is our menu detail with ID, category, price, dine-in and takeaway, and also for the menu name. This is our menu. This is our picture of our menu. We have grilled T-bone, BBQ lamb shank, chicken aglio olio, mushroom carbonara, squid ink pasta, spicy beef pasta, tom yum chicken delight, golden salted egg, prawn sensation, and jumbo beef deluxe. We have category it by stick, pasta, and also for the pizza. Stick we have 2 dishes, pasta we have 4 dishes, and pizza we have 4 dishes also. Every dishes have different price. If the customer want to take away it, we will charge a dish 2 by 2 ringgit. For example, if customer want to purchase grilled T-bone, which is 42 ringgit when customer is dine-in. So when customer want to take away, it will add to 44 ringgit. Next, I will explain about raw data.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zikri bin Zaham and I will talk about business teams, staff performance and operation hours. So, as you can see, this is our business team. There are 4 of us, which is Muhammad Zikri bin Zaham, Nur Sakinah Fakih binti Muhammad Syamsi, Ifa Najiah binti Muhammad Zain, and Farah Azwa Kalisa binti Karya Mizam. Each of us have our own rules in order to operate the business. And this is our staff ID and staff names.
Next, I will explain about our transaction in raw data. In raw data, we have sales number, date of transactions, time, staff ID, staff name, menu ID, menu category, menu price for both menu mode, which is dine-in and takeaway. And also we have menu mode, quantity that customer purchase, total for the menu that customer purchase, and also member status. In creating the raw data, we use a filter in every attribute to list information. For example, we use filter in the sales number. We can see the list the sales number ID from SN0001 until SN1000. We also use VLOOKUP function to know the staff name by matching it with the staff ID. And also we use VLOOKUP also for determine the menu category by matching it with the menu ID, and also for the menu price, and also for both mode, which is dine-in, takeaway. We use VLOOKUP by referring to the menu ID. We also use total. We also use if function to know total, to know the how much customer purchase if they dine in or take away every menu. As I mentioned before, that every dishes we have a different price by menu mode, which is dine in and take away. If customer want to dine in, if customer want to take away, they the price will be at by 2 ringgit. And also in menu mode, member status, we also have the arrow like this, so that we can if we want to change the information. For example, if I tick this as 1002, it will change also the staff name. Yes, like this. Next, I will explain about sales performance by weekly, monthly, and also quarterly. Next, I will explain about sales performance of Tasty Treats by weekly sales, monthly sales, and also quarterly sales. First and foremost, I will explain about weekly sales, weekly performance. In weekly performance, we divide into 2 categories, which is quantity by menu and also sales of revenue in RM. To create this information, we use pivot table function that we access from the raw data to create this pivot table and also the pivot chart. So, as we can see that every week we have a different color. We differentiate it by week by using the different color. So we can see that the highest quantity by menu is 168 units at week 51, while the least is at week 23, which is 18 units. For the sales of revenue, we also differentiate it by color to differentiate the every weeks of performance. So the highest so the highest sales of revenue is at week 47, which is 5,912 ringgit, while the least is at week 12, which is 656 ringgit. Other than that, we also create slices in order for us to easy find a specific information. For example, if we want to know this quantity by menu for a first unit, we just click this and it will appear only for first week in pivot chart and also in the pivot table. Next, for the monthly sales, we also create it by using pivot table from the raw data. So we also differentiate every month with the different colors. So the highest months for the quantity by menu is at the November, which is 419 units, and the least is 89 units at month of June. Next, for the sales of revenue, we also different the color. So the highest sales revenue also in the November, which is 15,066 ringgit, while the least sales of revenue is in June, which is 3,323 ringgit. In monthly sales also we use a slicer for both quantity by menu and also sales or revenue, easy for to know the particular information. For example, if you want to know the sales for the January, we click the January and we only appear for the January sales in the pivot chart and also in the sales in the pivot table. Last but not least, for the quarterly sales, we also use the pivot table that we access from the raw data to create the pivot table and the pivot chart. So we have 4 quarter here, and we can see that the highest quantity by menu is at fourth quarter, which is 963 units, while the least is 2,076 units. For the sales of revenue, we can see in the pie chart, the highest sales of revenue is also at the fourth quarter, which is 34,488 ringgit, while the least is the second quarter, which is 10,183 ringgit. We also create slicer for know the specific information. So for example, if you want to know the sales, the sales revenue in the third quarter, we click this and it will appear only for the third quarter. In every sale performance, we have create an average, maximum and minimum function for easy to know the highest and the lowest sales of revenue and also the quantity by menu. Next, I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Next, I will talk about staff performance and operation hours. As you can see over here, we use a pivot table and pivot chart functions. In a pivot table, we use a row label and state as a staff name, and which is Farah, Ifa, Sakina, and Zikri. Meanwhile, in sum of total ringgit measure, we have collected in a sales. As you can see over here, Farah has collected 18,443 ringgit. Ifa have collected 18,075 ringgit. Sakina have collected 70,206 ringgit. Meanwhile, Zikri have collected 19,591 ringgit. As you can see in the pivot chart, we can conclude that Zikri has made most sales in the restaurant. Meanwhile, Sakina has made the least sales in the restaurant. Thus, according to the graph above, Zikri is the most performed staff among all 4 staff of the restaurant. On the other hand, Sakina is the least performed staff amongst all 4 staff of the restaurant. We move on for operation hours. We also can see that we have used a pivot chart and a pivot table functions. For pivot table, row label over here we use time, and over here we use total of quantity. Tasty Treats is operating from 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. From here, we can see that 4 p.m. state 371 total of quantity sales, which is the most sales that we have counted. Meanwhile, 7:30 p.m. is the least, which is 1. According to the chart above, 4 p.m. is the peak hour. Meanwhile, 7:30 p.m. is the nadir time. Based on the graph above, we can conclude that 4 p.m. is the time where most customers would come. Meanwhile, at 7:30 p.m. is the nadir time, which is the time customers rarely come to the restaurant.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Farah Zafalisa binti Karim Nizam. So I will start my presentation by explaining about our product sales performance. So here we have create the pivot table and also pivot chart. So we will focus more about the sales. I mean the total sales that have been obtained by the sales of our product. So we will differentiate it by the our food category and also by the way that our customer purchase our food. So we have 2 ways, which is dine in and take away. And then we will look at the pivot chart here. So we can see here the highest point for the sales that obtained by the sales of the BBQ luncheon and also Great T-Bone, which is both of them is steak. Both of them are steak. So the value of sales that we obtain here is 6,804 ringgit. Both of them have the same value of sales, and the BBQ luncheon is ordered or is purchased by takeaway, while the Great T-Bone purchased by dine-in. So for information, takeaway have the purchase of by takeaway will have additional price. So because of that, they have a different value of sales from dine-in. So the lowest part here is the sales of the Tom and Chicken Delight, which is pizza. So the value of sales here is 2,088 ringgit, and this purchased by takeaway. And then we have another pivot chart, which is we neglected the dine-in and takeaway, and we can see here the most sales is obtained by the sales of Great T-Bone, which is steak, and followed by BBQ luncheon, also steak. And the lowest sales we obtain is from the Golden Salted Egg Pizza, which is
the sales obtained is 4,631 ringgit. And then we look for the customer relationship here. So the customer relationship here we focus more two types of our customer, which is member and non-member. So here is the menu names, and then this is the quantity of the menu that purchased by member, and this is the column for the quantity that purchased by non-member. So we look for the pivot chart. Here we have a highest point here, which is 146 in quantity. So this obtained by the sales of the Great T-bond, which is stick. So we can see that most of non-members and members choose Great T-bond. And here we also see the highest point for the blue line, which is representing the member, 145 in quantity. So it is obtained by sales of BBQ lamb shank. So we can see that the most of member customer choose to eat BBQ lamb shank. And also we have the lowest point here for the blue line, which is member. So this is 56 in quantity for the sales of prawn cessation, and we can see that the prawn cessation is the least left item by the member, and then this is the lowest point for the non-member, which is in 29 for the spicy beef pasta. So we can see that the least left item by non-member is spicy beef pasta, as the quantity purchased is less. And then we look for the product classification. It focuses more on the quantity. So here we have created a pivot table and also a pivot chart. So we can see here the most highest level of quantity, which is 162, and both of them have the same quantity. It's obtained by Great T-bond and also BBQ lamb shank, which is BBQ lamb shank is most purchased by takeaway, and most of Great T-bond most purchased by dine-in. So we can say that Great T-bond and BBQ lamb shank is the most favorite menu at our restaurant. And we have lowest point here, which is takeaway for the Gordon Satay 8 and on takeaway for Tom Chicken Delight. So we can say Gordon Satay 8 and Tom Chicken Delight is the last favorite foods at our restaurant.
Next is sales analysis. As you can see here in this table, this is our total monthly sales analysis. In here, we use if logical function in order to determine whether our total sales is below average or above the average. As you can see, this is the formula for below average and for above average. And then we also use the average, maximum and minimum function. This is the formula for average, maximum and minimum. This chart illustrates the total monthly sales analysis based on the table. This yellow line shows the average, which is RM 6,109 and 58 cents. Other than that, there are 9 months where the total sales below the average, namely January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and October. However, there are only 3 months that above the average, which is September, November, and December. So this is because people tend to buy more than usual, especially during holiday season at the end of the year. Next, we move to promotion strategy. So this is our promotion strategy, which is we do the promotion by giving out limited time voucher on every purchases, which is only on holiday season. Buy 5 meals and above get 1 free pizza random, February until July. And then membership days. discount 50% on every meals with no minimum spend from 21st December until 31st December. We also use the social media to promote our restaurant on Instagram and Facebook. Then paid influencers to review our menu. And lastly, social media contests, which is be held in August. By people can enter by posting and tagging our business using hashtag tasty_treats and will have a chance to win a free dinner for two. And the last one is and we do the marketing such as distribute flyer once in 2 months and having a website for our restaurant business. And the last one is simple analytic. This is where we combine all of our chart from weekly sales of quantity by menu, weekly sales of revenue, monthly sales of quantity by menu, monthly sales of revenue, quarterly sales of quantity by menu, quarterly sales of revenue in RM, total of sales per staff, operation hours, peak time, product sales performance, customer relationship, product classification, monthly, and lastly monthly sales analysis. I think that's all from us. Thank you.